Hey, good evening. It's Thursday, July 6th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. We got some really great responses last night to the video about people that make us angry. It's because, at least on one level, people make us angry because we have not listened to them and frustrated them. And so they're responding to our lack of care for them. And because they don't respond well, we get angry and upset about it. Instead of realizing maybe the problem, at least in some cases, is I'm failing to listen well. I'm failing to care. I'm failing to try and draw that person out so that they know that I understand them. Even if I don't agree with what they're thinking or saying, they need to know that they are respected and loved and cared for, that we will listen to them. Well, again, we looked at Proverbs 18:13 last night. As for him who replies before listening, that's his folly and his shame. But there's three verses that go together here. And we make a mistake when we take the Proverbs as just individual numbers. They're meant to be linked together in this form of poetry, a device of Hebrew poetry called parallelism, where several passages, several proverbs run together. In this case, it's usually two, but in this case, there's three. So let me read verses 12 through 14 of Proverbs 18. Before destruction, verse 12, a person's heart is high and haughty, but before honor is humility. So if we're going to have honor, we're going to be humble and caring. But if I'm haughty, that leads to destruction. Well, here comes the destruction. As for him who replies before listening, is to him folly and shame. That's the destruction. But it's also destruction on the person who is trying to talk to us. Verse 14, a person's spirit can endure even sickness, but as for a broken spirit, who can bear it? A person's spirit can endure even sickness, but as for a broken spirit, who can bear it? Now we're getting an idea of the danger and the damage that's done when we don't take the time to listen, to really care and be concerned. See, a failure to listen, that means we're not caring. We're not respecting. We're not valuing people. When that happens, there's barriers and walls put forth. So the impact is that the person we're trying to talk to, the person we're not listening to, trying to talk to them, yes, but not listening. We're not listening well. That person starts to push away. There's withdrawal. They start to disconnect from us. There's brokenness. And then the relationship is lost. This is happening to way too many of our families with their older children and teenagers. This pattern is happening. We're not listening well because we are too proud, because we think we know best, so we won't allow interruptions. We talk over, we get our point across. Or we listen not to understand, but to defend or to respond. That's what we talked about last night. The result is a relationship that's lost. So what we need to be here, what these words of wisdom in Proverbs 18 are calling us to, is we need to start really listening now, biblically listening from the heart. We need to stop interrupting, stop defending, and stop making excuses. Well, you see, I didn't really mean that, or it was late in the day, or I'm tired, or no, you misunderstood me. It wasn't my fault, it's somebody else's fault. No, stop, no, I've got to let you know what's happening here. You see what I'm saying? We need to stop interrupting, stop defending ourselves, and stop making excuses. We need to listen to Paul's words in Philippians chapter 2, where we consider others as of more importance than ourselves. We need to have the courage to listen and to love to listen. We want to care when we're actually desiring and loving to listen so we can learn about the one we care about, whether it's your husband, your wife, your children. If we're listening to defend, if we're listening to protect, if we're listening to make excuses and keep the heat off of us, broken relationships will result. It's a powerful, powerful set of verses here. Let me read them again. Before destruction, a person's heart is high and haughty, but before honor is humility. As for him who replies before listening, it is to him folly and shame. A person's spirit can endure even sickness, but as for a broken spirit, who can bear it? Let's start binding up those spirits by listening and asking God for the courage to listen in a way that shows that we love God and we're committed, truly committed, to those whom we love, to the point where we listen, really listen, to know their heart. And that's the thought for this night. Again, love the comments and feedback. Comments last night were great. Just please continue the interaction because it really helps me to have a good focus. And that's the thought for this Thursday. And Lord willing, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Thank you for watching. May God richly bless you as you seek to live for His glory.